South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
John was the most incredible person I'd ever met. Aviation was John's love and passion. He was present as a Marine and present as a dad, as a husband. It was a normal, ordinary Wednesday for us. When I was picking up my daughter from daycare, my friend that I would carpool with mentioned that there was an aircraft that went down. In an instant, your life does change. And you, especially having children, have to decide, how am I gonna do this? I got a message from a friend, and they said, there's this foundation called Tunnel to Towers. And they said on TV that they're gonna pay for your and John's mortgage. And it just felt like a frozen moment in time that I'd never forget. I'm so grateful for that.
By giving $11 a month, you're joining us on our mission to do good. Go to T2T.org. It only takes $11 a month to make a positive impact.
The Los Alamitos 2 million futurity trials are set for Sunday, November 24th. It's our biggest night of the year, with the top juveniles on the West Coast featuring multiple graded futurity winner Up to Party, Golden State Million winner American Dreaming, Governor's Cup futurity winner Favorite Jess Hawk, plus top juveniles Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, and many more. It's our biggest night of the year, the Los Alamitos 2 million trials, Sunday, November 24th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Sunday. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard, here in Las Vegas. And of course, you get us through the YouTube app and the YouTube on the internet. Just go to YouTube, punch in South Point Studios, get to that page. And then you'll see us, you click us, and you're all set and ready to go. And if you haven't already subscribed, do so. It's free. And then you can start chatting away with our chatters that were really busy yesterday, and they'll start getting busy again today. So it's a nice little community of chatters there, along with the Race Day show on YouTube. Of course, we're also heard on the radio here in town, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, where today you'll hear the play-by-play of the LA Rams game in the NFL. Yesterday, you heard the USC Trojans when they played UCLA last night on that sports station. It is the anchor station. It is the station for broadcast of both those play-by-plays in college and the NFL. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well, and our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, And you know you got to have an app, and we got it covered. You can go to your devices and get the KSHP app that'll let you listen to us through the radio station, and the YouTube app that you can see and hear us through YouTube on your Androids or your iPhones or your Googles now, I guess, too. So however, wherever and whenever we get us, so welcome to the show for this Sunday. It's finally over. They're starting to open up the Strip this morning. They start at 4 a.m. and the Strip where part of the Formula One race track is now going to be open for us, the general public, again. And the Formula One race, the Las Vegas Grand Prix, was held last night under the lights here in Las Vegas. It was kind of windy last night, but I can tell you this, that it started 11:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And I don't know too many people that stayed up long enough to see the end of the race, so I'll give you the winner. The winner, the first place winner of the Las Vegas Grand Prix Formula One race was George Russell. George Russell won it. But Max Verstappen, who finished fifth in the race, was the overall winner. He clinched his fourth Formula One world title by finishing fifth in the race. To George Russell, who won the Las Vegas Grand Prix Formula One race last night. So there you have it. Now you know the winner of the race, etc. And hopefully we'll be back to somewhat normal by the time we get to the Thanksgiving weekend, which is coming up. I want to let you know that we will have a Thanksgiving show here on the Race Day Network. And, of course, there will not be racing at Aqueduct or Del Mar on Thanksgiving Day, but there will be several tracks that are running. As a matter of fact, I do believe we have 5 racetracks that will run on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. And then it really starts after that with the big races on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday following Thanksgiving Thursday. So we'll be here at our regular schedule, Wednesday through Sunday of next week. We will be here for Thanksgiving at our usual start time at 7 a.m. in the morning, Pacific time. I do want to remind everybody, though, that coming up tomorrow and Tuesday, the 2 days that we have off are those big racing days at Zia Park. Tomorrow at Zia Park, they have the New Mexico bred races, the New Mexico Classic Distaff, the Classic Derby, the New Mexico Classics Sprint, and the Juvenile, and the Oaks, and the Lassie, and the New Mexico Classic, and the Zia Park Distaff, and the Zia Park Sprint, and the Zia Park Championship. And, that'll be all of the New Mexico bred races will be tomorrow at Zia Park. And then on Tuesday, is the big day. On Tuesday at Zia Park, you'll have a multitude of stakes races again, highlighted by the $300,000 Zia Park Derby. You'll have the Zia Park Oaks, the Princess, the Juvenile, the Championship, the Sprint, and the Distaff, all coming up on Tuesday, where the top jockeys around the country, Flavien Prat, Brian Hernandez, Jose Ortiz, and others will be there for that day. So come tomorrow and Tuesday, 2 big days at Zia Park, just in case you want a little bit of horse racing on Mondays and Tuesdays as well. As far as today is concerned, we've got, of course, racing around the country. And our stakes races, we got a stakes race at Woodbine, another one at Del Mar on today's racing program. It is mandatory payoff in the Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot today at Gulfstream. Gulfstream Park's Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot is a mandatory payoff today. I want to let you know about that. And we understand that it's a day-by-day issue. It's a day-by-day deal for jockey Tyler Gaffalione. He was off his mounts yesterday, and it is a day-by-day thing for the rest of the weekend. I'm sure that he probably will have his replacement mounts today. Gaffalione, after that spill he took, was off his mounts after that spill he took the other day. He's trying to get his body ready and set for the big weekend coming up for Thanksgiving, etc. The Thanksgiving weekend and the big races out of Churchill Downs that will include, of course, I do believe at Churchill. Let me see. Let me check this out. Churchill Downs, big races coming up, will be on the 28th, which is Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. You'll have the Cardinal and the Fall Cities at Churchill Downs. On Friday, you'll have the Clark Handicap. That's the big one. The Clark Handicap, $600,000 race for older horses, 3-year-olds and up, and the Mrs. Revere. And then the Ed Brown and Fern Creek and the Goldenrod and the Kentucky Jockey Club on Sunday. On Saturday, the 30th, I should say. That'll be Saturday, the 30th. There's 4 big days of racing coming up right after Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving Day, of course, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Big races there. The Goldenrod and the Kentucky Jockey Club are for 2-year-olds, and this is really a kind of a barometer of starting for their trek into the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks for next year from Churchill Downs. That'll be there. Aqueduct will host a couple of nice stakes races on the weekend as well. Aqueduct will have the Fall High Weight on the 29th, and then they'll come back with the Conley on the 30th, and on the 1st of December 1st, Churchill Downs will have the Cherokee Mile, and then Del Mar, of course, will be kicking in with all of their races for the Hollywood Turf Cup. On the Hollywood Turf Cup, the Hollywood Derby, the Jimmy Durante, and the Seabiscuit all happens on Saturday, and on Sunday, the Cecil B. DeMille and the Matriarch, along with the Stormy Liberal, all on that day as well. So we got a lot of great big stakes races coming up this weekend after the Wednesday and Thursday Thanksgiving Day racing programs. Now, we got to remind you again that Laurel Park canceled their weekend racing. They didn't have racing yesterday. They're not having racing again today at Laurel Park. They're trying to figure out what's going on with the racetrack there, so there'll be no racing today at Laurel Park. Hopefully they'll get back on keel next week, and we'll wait and see about that. And we've got, like I said, a lot of stakes races coming up. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday across the country. At Churchill Downs, they had a couple of nice stakes races. The Chaluki was won by 2 Sharp, who ran them off their feet. I mean, this was a 1 mile, one turn, 1 mile race, but listen to the fractions. 2 Sharp went out and went 22-4, 44-4, 109-1, and kept going. 2 Sharp just bottomed out the field there, ran the mile in 134.40 seconds, and winning for Phil Bauer in a big win under Junior Alvarado. 2 Sharp paid $3.94. That was a huge win. Fast time there in the Chaluki. Royal Spa was a distant second, and Tax finished third in that race. That, by the way, was Junior Alvarado's second win of the day. Junior got an earlier win in the day as well. And, of course, the next race, the 10th race, the other stakes race on the card at Churchill was the Commonwealth Turf on the Turf. The winner there was Lagaños with Flavian Pratt aboard. That was Pratt's second win of the day. Lagaños, trained by Steve Asmussen, paid $9.12. You remember that when we were going over these stakes races at Churchill Downs yesterday, Jonathan Hardoon liked this horse a lot. Horse got there and won and paid $9.12, set a new stakes record for the mile and 16th on the turf in 1 minute 40.83 seconds, and a nice win there under Flavian Pratt. Thank you, Jonathan Hardoon, for that. And what a ride he gave this horse. It was definitely the ride that made the difference, I believe, in this race. He sat and waited and waited. He weaved himself up behind horses and then found room and shot right through and won. The ground he saved was the ground that he won by. And Lagaños wins under a great ride by Flavian Pratt. Evade was second, and Arc Sarban Derby was third in that race. And so Flavian Pratt had a couple of wins. Luis Saez checked in with a couple of wins, and Junior Alvarado had a couple of wins on the card yesterday at Churchill Downs. Pick six was light, paid $439.25 yesterday at Churchill, but a couple of big, nice wins and fast times in the stakes races there. At the Big A, Aqueduct, Manny Franco had what a day he had. He won the first race with Bank Frenzy for Rudy Rodriguez, paying $3.60. Came back in the third race with Land d'Or for Christophe Clement, paying $6 even. And came back in the fifth race and won on Sir Cartwright for Jeremy Engelhard, paid $10 even. So he won 3 of the first 5 races yesterday at Aqueduct, and he wasn't done. He came to the 7th race, the Staten Island Stakes. He won it with Golden Rocket for Ike Katamarsi and paid $18.60. That was his 4th win of the day in the first 7 races. Sunday Girl finished second, and Elisa's Vision finished third. Then in the next race, the other stakes race on the card, the Thunder Rumble, that winner was Ciccio Bello with Jose Lezcano for Derek Ryan, paid $43.60, just nailing General Banker in the race. B.D. Saint was third in that race. General Banker was Jonathan Hardoon's play in that race. Got to tell you, he got nailed right in the shadow of the finish line at a nice price. So if you bet Jonathan winning place, you were happy there with a 20-to-1 shot beating him and getting a nice place price in that race. And then in the 9th and final race, Franco wasn't done. He won the 9th and final race with Lightning Mama. Lightning Mama paid $6.70 for Mike Maker. And out of 6 mounts yesterday at the Big A, Manny Franco won 5 races. He had a big race day yesterday. Carryover in the pick 6, nobody had 6. The 5s paid $460.50. So you got a carryover that exceeds $26,640 today. And then at Del Mar yesterday, Bob Baffert and Juan Hernandez got together to win the second race on a 2-year-old maiden. What else is new? Romanesque paid $7 even for that win. Vincent Charmeneau won his first race there in the third race at Del Mar for John Sadler, paying $7.80 with Certitude. And then Doug O'Neill gave Juan Hernandez his second win of the day in the fourth race with JB Strikes Back. JB Strikes Back paid $4 even. Mark Glatt had a big day. He won 2 in a row. Trainer Mark Glatt won with Lonesome Stew in the 5th race at $8.20 and came back in the 6th race with the Diva Cat, paying $16.80. And both he and leading jockey Antonio Fresu got together for that first winner of his 2. So they stay at top of the standings there. Hector Barrios, he came up with a double. He won the 7th race on Geezer at $14.80 for Hector Palma. The second horse was Double Jab, so Jerry Jacowitz, key horse in that race, finished second. You know what he tells you to do. You go reverse with his link-ups, and Geezer was one of his link-ups, so the reverse exacta paid $19.70. If you did the reverse with the trifectas, you hit that as well. That paid $143.05, the trifecta. in that race with Geezer winning it, Jerry's Key horse finishing second, and another link-up horse finishing third. And then in the Native Diver Stakes, the winner was Skinner. Skinner finally wins his second race of his career, coming off the pace to do it. Hector Barrios back-to-back, winning the 7th and that 8th and featured. That for John Sheriffs. Skinner paid $9 even, outrunning Tarantino and Mixto. And in the 9th and final race, our man Rich Eng, well, he finished second as well as Jonathan did earlier. Rich Eng's horse finished second over the ocean, got beat by Call Sign 7, a huge long shot. Kyle Frey aboard for Mike McCarthy, paying $75.80. That put the pick 6 at Del Mar into the carryover mode as well. Pick 6 paid 5 out of 6 paid $567.60. So there's a carryover both at Aqueduct and at Del Mar and their pick 6s today. All righty. Well, we got a lot to cover on this show, so we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we'll get you your racing menu and then off with the handicappers on this Sunday show. So don't go away. We will be right back. Stick with us and chat on the chat box at the YouTube location of Race Day Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Temperature right now here in Las Vegas is a chilly, but not real cold, 53 degrees. We're going to get up to 64 today. That looks like the weather pattern as far as the temperature fluctuations are concerned from overnight to the afternoon for the next week here. We might get down into the 40s, maybe high 30s overnight, but we're looking at in the 60s most of the time throughout next week here in Las Vegas. If you're planning to come on up here and enjoy Turkey Day with us on Thursday, again, Thanksgiving Day, we will have a show. Only 5 tracks will be running on Thanksgiving Day. They are Churchill Downs, Fairgrounds, Gulfstream, Laurel, if they get back into business, and at Woodbine, north of the border as well. All right, as far as the temperatures around the country, Miami is 76 degrees, New York 55, Chicago 52, Phoenix 77. Wow. And in Los Angeles, in Southern California, 64 degrees. And if you're looking for a cold spot, you might want to try Cut Bank, 12 degrees up there in the Montana area there. All right, and now let's get started with the racing menu for today. Again, remember, Laurel is canceled. Laurel is canceled today. No racing at Laurel. All right, let's go to the racing menu, reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect out of the Pacific time zone. If you're here in Las Vegas, these will be the first post times rolling out in our books. If you're not, if you're listening anywhere else in the time zone around the world, adjust to the Pacific time zone from whatever one you're in, and then you'll be all set and ready to go. You won't miss anything, like making a bet. I don't want you to do that like I missed mom and dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Aqueduct Racetrack, the Big A in New York. And their pick 6 carryover, $26,647. First post time is 9:10 today at Aqueduct. Let's take a look at what they say the weather might be. Track is fast, and it's going to be about 52 degrees and partly cloudy by post time at Aqueduct. And again, the pick 6 carryover, $26,646.81 to be exact. First post time at Aqueduct today for 9 races, 9:10. Then we have Gulfstream Park. Remember, it is a mandatory payoff today at Gulfstream Park in the Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover. So the provision is off. It is not a jackpot today. It all goes out the door. $214,498 is sitting there at Gulfstream in the carryover for the Rainbow Pick 6 already. They'll take that and whatever money is bet into it, they'll chop it all off to the best tickets. You don't even have to have 6. It's just the best tickets will chop up all of this money on the mandatory payoff. Gulfstream Park's first post time is at 9:20 at Gulfstream Park today. Churchill Downs has their first post time at 10 a.m. Churchill Downs has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover as well. That's $165,635. That the carryover in the Pick 6 jackpot at Churchill. 10 races today. First post time is at 10 a.m. Woodbine Racecourse, north of the border. Their stakes race today is the Clarendon. It comes in the 8th race. The 6-furlong event for 2-year-olds has a field of 6 before any scratches. 2-1 favorite there is Patriotic War. First post time at Woodbine Racecourse is at 10:10 today at Woodbine. And let's see if they have any carryovers listed. No carryovers listed. Yes, there is a Pick 6 jackpot carryover at $72,196. First post time at Woodbine is at 10:10. Fairgrounds is next. The Fairgrounds has 8 races. Their first post time at the Fairgrounds is set at 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds today. Del Mar will be next. Del Mar has 9 races today. The feature race is the Red Carpet. This begins the Turf Festival of Racing. The Red Carpet today. It's at a 1 3/8, a marathon 1 3/8 on the turf for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. It's the 7th race on the card. 8 are set to go, and it is a wide open affair. As a matter of fact, the morning line favorite forever at all is 2-1 with Juan Hernandez aboard. 9 races today at Del Mar. They've got a carryover in their Pick 6. The Pick 6 carryover at Del Mar. 86, make that 88. $88,558 in the Pick 6 carryover at Del Mar. Not a jackpot, a regular carryover on a regular Pick 6, $88,558. They also have a Super High 5 carryover of $23,478. That is also not a jackpot, a regular Super High 5. And just in case you're interested, that 3x3 bet, 3 trifectas in a row, that thing has a carryover of $7,616. I would imagine it'll probably be carried over again. First post time at Del Mar today with all those carryovers set at 12:30 first post. And again, the Red Carpet is the 7th race on the card. Pleasanton, their Super High 5 carryover today is $32,136. It's a Super High 5, regular Super High 5 carryover at Pleasanton, $32,136. And a first post time at Pleasanton today set at 12:45 for 9 races, a 9-race card today at Pleasanton. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos in Southern California. Los Alamitos, it's trials night tonight at Los Al. If you've been listening to the commercial, you know it's trials night, 12 trials at 400 yards for 2-year-olds. So it's all quarter horse trials tonight at Los Al. And they do have a carryover in their Pick 6, and that, too, is a regular Pick 6. The Pick 6 carryover at Los Al, $14,088 tonight at Los Al. All right. Now it's time to go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Good. Would you agree that Logano's win came by virtue of the ride by Flavien Prat?
Yeah, I even texted you after the race. Ralph, did you see that ride?
Yeah, I did.
It was a clinic on what to do on the turf, how to save ground, and he just found the hole and it opened up, and terrific. Listen, he's a great rider. There's no question about it. You know what race was interesting yesterday? The Native Diver.
Yeah.
Baffert had 2 horses in the race, and they took care of each other, basically. Miramani never made the lead, and he was like ranked behind the horse, and then he banged into Ultra Power, his uncoupled entry mate. It was one of those situations where Baffert would have been better off with just running 1 instead of 2.
Well, he would have been better off if those 2 didn't decide to do a demolition derby down the backstretch. But in any case, Miramati is a type of horse that I think is just a hard horse to handle, with his mind. I think there's he
needs a shrink.
Yeah, he needs a. So where's Mr. Ed when you need him? In any case, that was a nice win by Skinner. Skinner has had so much promise, and yet John Sheriffs was so, he just took his patience with this horse. Because if you saw the first race, his win in the maiden race, his first race, you knew he had immense talent if he just had his mind on his business. And his last race before yesterday kind of tipped off that he was going in the right direction. So it was nice to see Skinner get his second win of his career. I think there's better days ahead for this horse.
Yeah, he's going to be around racing next year as a 5-year-old. Listen, no one is more patient than Sheriffs, and if he's got a good horse, he'll take all the time he needs to get to the bottom of him. And maybe Skinner now has a bright future ahead of him. And Hector Berrios, a terrific ride.
Yeah, Hector Berrios, you live so dangerously. When it comes to turf racing in Southern California, you're really risking it whenever you put a bet in the race and use in exotics. If you don't include Phil D'Amato as a trainer and Hector Berrios as a jockey, they just they really outperform themselves as far as grass racing is concerned. And but of course the native diver was on the dirt and he did just well with Skinner, that's for sure. Hey, look, there's a lot of great racing coming up this week, and I know you're going to be busy, but let me ask you this. I know you have clients out there, and I know sometimes they'll call you and ask you to do numbers on certain tracks. Did any client at all call you up and ask you for Zia Park on Tuesday? Well, stand by. It's not Tuesday yet.
No, but it's very hard, Ralph, when you jump in and you don't play a track all meet, and then just to jump in cold, you have no edge. You have to play tracks daily, and you get a feel for them. You know who's riding well, how the track is, if there's any track profile or bias that you should pay attention to. I don't even know the trainers for the most part at Zia Park. I want no part. I will not send out a product unless I have total confidence in it.
Well, here's the thing, though. By Tuesday, you're going to get the top jocks like Pratt and those guys coming up, and there's going to be horses shipping in from trainers that you do know. But like you said, the track, you don't know about the track and all that. But I just thought I'd ask just in case. You have a client that
you need a couple of days downtime, especially before a big weekend coming up and everything else.
Yeah, we're going to have an abundance of races all over the place. It's just going to be, it'll be, a cornucopia, a panacea of great stakes races all over the Thanksgiving weekend once we get by Turkey Day on Thursday. All right, well, we got some racing to do today. Let's. You had a couple of really bad beats as far as finishing second in a couple of races yesterday that were really good-priced horses and ran big.
Yeah, live horses, that's all you could give, Ralph. You need a lot of racing luck.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But as long as people get a run for their money, they could complain, and they probably will complain, but,
I don't think so. Most of the listeners and watchers,
they're horse players. They get it.
They get it. They get the fact that all I want to see is a live horse. If racing conditions or bad luck stops me from winning that race, fully understand, but just want live horses. Let's get a couple live horses now.
All right, let's go to Aqueduct, 7th race today, 6 furlongs on the main track, and we got a bad scratch here, Ralph. I did not like the one Bold of Orem at all, and this was the 9-5 morning line favorite. Yeah. Believe it or not, this is the only scratch on the card, and it came in this race. However, I do like a horse in here, number 5, Bramido, 4-year-old gelding from the Lindo Rice Barn, Dylan Davis aboard to ride. This is an improving horse, getting better with each start. Number 5, Bramido, draws a good outside box, and I think he's going to pick him up here. I like number 5, Bramido, to upset and win today's 7th race out at Aqueduct.
All right, now the 7th race there, 6 furlongs, 3-year-olds and up, an optional claiming allowance race. There were only 6 entered in the race. The one Bolt of Orem, I should say, that you didn't like anyhow, was the 9-5 favorite in that race, but Surveillance was a close 2-1, but there's only 5 horses left in the race. Your horse is hung on the morning line before the scratch at 6-1. What kind of price do you think will logically be?
I'm hoping 3-1, 7-2, and I'll take it.
All right, you got it. 7th race, number 5, Bramido. The 5, Bramido, in the 7th at Aqueduct. Let's go to Churchill Downs next.
Let's look at the 8th race today, and I like the number 1 horse in here, Say Cheese, a 3-year-old filly from the Beckman Whitworth barn. Brian Hernandez aboard to ride. This horse made a first start as a 3-year-old last time out, getting Lasix for the first time. Problem was she was 34-1 that day, and she won. We're not going to get that price today, but this horse ran super in her first race back. She's breaking from the inside. Brian Hernandez riding terrific. I like number 1, Say Cheese, to win today's 8th race out at Churchill Downs.
Now, does this horse have speed? Comes out and goes for the lead?
Yes.
Because
we'll forwardly.
Yeah, we'll need it from the 1 post. So Say Cheese is the horse that you like in the 8th race, the 1 horse in the 8th. And by the way, that trainer has had several wins so far at Churchill Downs recently.
He's like 3 for 10 with 2 seconds, so he's doing well. He's got his horses ready for this meet, and they all seem to be firing.
Not a household name, but a guy who's sending his horses.
You'll get to know him soon.
Yeah, right. He's sending them out fit and ready. All right. Again, the 8th race, the 1 horse at Churchill. Now let's wrap it up at the beach.
7th race. This is the Red Carpet Stakes, and I like the number 5 horse in here, Miss Astor, a 4-year-old filly from the Jonathan Thomas barn. This horse ships in. She was on the East Coast. She was at Colonial Downs. She was at Keeneland. Vincent Chaminade, who had a win yesterday, his first win ever at Del Mar, gave that horse a terrific ride for trainer John Sadler. Well, he's aboard this horse. She's listed at 9-2 on the morning line. Those East Coast shippers that ship in for the turf races, they're usually a lot better than they look. And I think number 5, Mrs. Astor, is going to win today's 7th race, the Red Carpet, out at Del Mar.
All right, Mrs. Astor, the 5 horse in the 7th race, the Red Carpet. 7th race, the 5 is your play. Nice 9-2 on the morning line. Don't forget, Jonathan's got full sheets for Del Mar, Churchill, and Aqueduct today, but he will not be doing Zia Park on Tuesday. So there you have it. There it is.
I'll be doing Gulfstream on Thursday, opening day for their championship meet.
The championship meet starts on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day at Gulfstream Park. That is why they have the mandatory payoff in this meet today in the Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot. Hey, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. And we will be right back with Rich Eng. And if it's a Sunday, we're going to get an NFL pick from Richie off of that nice college win yesterday. Let's keep the mojo going with the pigskin and the horsehide with Rich Eng. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Tunnel to Towers helps so many people. As a player of the Mets, I feel like for me, I have a responsibility to give back, especially to a cause that's authentically New York. And I just want to show appreciation for those brave men and women who really do a massive service, not just in New York, but everywhere. Hey, I'm Pete Alonso. Let's go Mets, and let's help the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Go to t2t.org for more information about how your donation can make a difference.
Thank you, buddy. There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and they are chatting away on our chat box there at the Race Day Las Vegas site at YouTube, and we like all you chatters. We love you guys, and they're picking some horses too, so you might want to take a look at that. All right, we're going to go out to Rich Yang standing by right now. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, all I got to say, Richie, is you got a bad beat yesterday in the last race at Del Mar, and the horse that snapped you paid $75. What a finish that was.
Yeah, Vincent Chaminade, if the listeners hadn't heard of this kid, he's a good rider. He won the race that Jonathan talked about on a turf sprint for Sadler. Beautiful ride up the rail. And I have no complaints about the ride he gave us in the last race. Got beat by 3 inches by a huge long shot. But, you've been a winning place. You got a good place price. But we'll get 3 inches better today, hopefully.
Well, and all I could say is all we want are live horses, and that was definitely live as well. And so was the pick in the college football. Kind of no sweat with that pick yesterday.
I love giving out games like that because the line was -1 with Nebraska playing at home, which means that if the game was on a neutral field, Wisconsin would have been favored by 2. Mm-hmm. And if you watch the game, I mean, it was a no doubt about it. And I like giving out games where you basically beat the stuffing out of the other team.
Yeah, no question about that. That was a nice win there. What do we got today in the NFL?
Well, I tell you what, it's a real interesting week. One of the most interesting weeks for me because I like making future book bets, and I have 2 really crucial games for me on the future book. I have the Chargers for the win total of 8.5. And right now they're 7-3. They're playing the Ravens. I don't want to jinx myself with picking that game. The other future book bet I have, Ralph, is I bet the Arizona Cardinals to win the NFC West. I have them at 4-1, and they're playing at Seattle right now. They have a 1-game lead in the division. Again, I don't want to jinx myself there, but the game I am going to give out, it's the game between the Cowboys and the Commanders, 257, 258. I'm going to go with the chalk. I'm going to go with the Commanders. I know they're 10.5-point favorite. If you don't like the hook, you can buy it to 10 and make it -120, -125 instead of -110. But I saw a ranking from a handicapper that I really respect, professional player, and he has the Dallas Cowboys right now rated as the worst team in the National Football League with all the things that have been going on there. So I'm going to go with the Commanders, Ralph, and lay the lumber.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is not getting a good night's sleep these days, that's for sure. And all I can say is I kind of concur with what I've been seeing out of the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that in this particular spread, I don't think the hook's going to make a difference. If they're going to win by 10, they're going to win by more than that because they're just going to destroy the Cowboys. And if for some reason the Cowboys come up with some sort of a game, they're not going to cover 10 anyhow, I do believe. So anyhow, 10.5 is okay by me. The Commanders at 10.5, the surprise team in the NFL this year, no doubt. Right, Rich?
Oh, yeah, the Commanders, they've already surpassed their win total for the season. And, the thing about the Cowboys in the game last week, if people watch it, they lost 3 starting offensive linemen to injuries. Yeah. And they're going to have a patchwork line, and they have the backup quarterback because Dak Prescott's out, so Rush is going to play.
Might be a long day for them, that's for sure. Let's turn to horses now. You got a pick?
Yeah, I mentioned it before that when we send our picks in the night before, we don't know what other handicappers are picking. And in the red carpet, Ralph, in the 7th, I landed on the 5, Mrs. Astor, just like Jonathan Hardoon. A lot of the same reasons, Vincent Chaminade rides. The favorite came out of the same race, the Dowager, and, they finished a couple of lengths apart. So I'm hoping to turn the tables with the 5 beating the 2. Let's go with Mrs. Astor in the 7th, just like Mr. Hardoon.
All right, we got the handicappers, good housekeeping seal of approval from our handicappers. 2 guys landing on the same horse coming from different directions, and that's what the Richie has along with Jonathan Hardoon. Richie's pick is also number 5, Mrs. Astor. In the red carpet stakes, the 7th race on the card, the 5 horse. Don't forget, Richie's got a full sheet for Del Mar as well, and that is at the RaceDayLasVegas.com websites. And we'll be right back with John and Jerry to wrap it up right after this.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The Los Alamitos 2 million futurity trials are set for Sunday, November 24th. It's our biggest night of the year, with the top juveniles on the West Coast featuring multiple graded futurity winner Up to Party, Golden State Million winner American Dreamin', Governor's Cup futurity winner Favorite Jess Hawk, plus top juveniles Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, and many more. It's our biggest night of the year, the Los Alamitos 2 million trials, Sunday, November 24th.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas to wrap up this Sunday show and this week of covering the great sport of Kings Las Vegas style. We'll be back on Wednesday, taking Monday and Tuesday off. Don't forget those big races at Zia Park on Monday and Tuesday. But we will be back on Wednesday at our usual start time, and we will be back on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, before the bevy of big races over the big weekend coming up. Now we go to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
You get your turkey yet?
We're ready to go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Let's put that thing in the oven. Let's get going.
All right. In any case, anything across the board from racing yesterday that piqued your interest?
Just in general, it was good racing yesterday at Del Mar, and you guys have mentioned Vince Chamino. I mean, he looked good winning that one race for John Sadler yesterday, and just got beat in the last race, and he'll be here today riding. I think he's here for the Turf Festival next weekend. I don't have all the details yet, but he used to be a jump jockey. That's how he started out overseas. Steve Anderson from Daily Racing Form was telling me, and the minimum weight for those jockeys is 140. So he must have been carrying a lot of lead in those saddles going over those jumps.
Either that or he put himself on a big, really successful diet, one of the two.
Either way, he's pretty tall, but he looks good on a horse.
Now, coming up, of course, the Turf Festival of races really starts today with the red carpet, but the bulk of them, of course, will be after Thanksgiving Thursday, over the weekend, and then the following weekend. The Turf Festival, a lot of when you put up that kind of money, the big jocks are going to show up. So I understand that both the Ortiz brothers, Irad and Jose, will be coming out, as well as Frankie Dettori, and Flavian Pratt, of course, will make his appearance as well, right, for the big races there?
Yeah, they're all supposed to come out. You'll probably see Javier Castellano come out, too. I think on the Matriarch next Sunday, most of the horses nominated are from the East Coast. I think Chad Brown has won that race about 100 times. He's got 4 nominated in the race, including Gino Romanica. So we'll get some Chad Brown representation. And guys like Jonathan Thomas, Christophe Clement, Graham Motion, they've all got nominees next week. So it'll be a fun week.
Now, John, of course, Del Mar is not racing on Thanksgiving Day, and usually when Del Mar doesn't run on a big day like that, you do an audible and put out a Lindo report for another racetrack. I know Churchill is running on Thursday. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll do that Churchill Downs card. It's a 12-race card, and on Saturday, in addition to the Turf Festival at Del Mar, I'll do the last 5 races, the pick 5 at Churchill Downs as well. That's part of that Stars of Tomorrow card.
Yeah.
I like watching those 2-year-olds do their thing at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, good. All right, so we're going to get extra coverage from John Lindo in the Lindo Report here at the South Point for those for the big racing weekend. And, of course, Thanksgiving Day is a huge day at Churchill Downs. They say they sell more Thanksgiving dinners at Churchill Downs than practically any other place in the country. On that day, that's a day when a lot of people from Kentucky go out to the races and enjoy the races there.
Yeah, I always like that 11 o'clock post time that we had on the West Coast. They do the same thing back at Churchill. They start at 11 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Get it done, get home, get to your turkey and everything else, and one other note too, we'll see some better racing at Gulfstream starting next week too. That's when the Champions Meet starts, and after 2 weeks, they'll finally be back on the grass at Gulfstream next week, weather permitting.
Yeah, they go the championship meet, the big championship meet at Gulfstream starts on Thanksgiving Thursday. All right.
No, I don't think they race on Thursday, Ralph. I think they start Friday.
I am sorry, you're right. They do not. Yeah, they didn't. No, they race on Thursday.
No, do they? Okay, I was told they did not, but
they're racing
I'll
on Thursday.
Correct.
It's an 8:15 Pacific time post time. The 5 tracks that are running on Thursday will have early post times. We'll keep everybody posted on Wednesday about those post times for Thursday. You have a Lindo report today featuring selections in all the races, a suggested late pick 4, and of course all the goodie information that we talk about, all on one comprehensive sheet, and that is only one place here in Las Vegas, your gaming capital. This is only one place you can get it in your gaming capital. Is right here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge. Every Lindo report that John Lindo makes, whether it's be in Southern California or those extra runs in other places, it's all here. Every one of them is here at the South Point, and it's free of charge to you, complimentary to the horse players, because they love horse players here. All right, John, let's get a winner.
Let's go to race number 3 at Del Mar. In the third race today, a lot of things to like about number 2, Soho. Coming off the layoff for John Sadler, she's run her best races fresh. I don't think she wants to go a step past 5 furlongs. She finally gets back to this short distance at Del Mar today for the first time since breaking her maiden over the course last summer in 2023 at 5 furlongs. She's worked well for this, drops in class, gets Lasix back. And you talked about Vincent Chamonix. He's picking up the ride here for Sadler, who he won for yesterday. So a lot of things in her favor here. 5-1 on the program. Number 2, Soho. Race number 3, Del Mar.
All right, number 2, Soho in the third race at Del Mar. John Lindo's pick off the Lindo report, the 2 in the third. And don't forget, get the rest of the Lindo report right now, right here, free of charge at the South Point. And, John, we may touch upon on Wednesday the subject of what happened at the California Horse Racing Board the other day, a couple of key things about how things are going in California racing, et cetera.
Sure. I'll be ready whatever you got.
All right. You got it. Thanks a lot, John. Go baste the turkey.
You got it. Good luck today, Ralph.
All right. Thank you. And now we're going to go to Jerry Jacovitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Oh, we got a close-up shot of you today with that Giants cap on. All right. Jerry.
Tommy DeVito.
Let me ask you a question, Jerry. Do I or don't I remember, because I'm an old man and, sometimes my memory is lost at times, but didn't Aqueduct run on Thanksgiving Thursday before?
Sure. Used to run every Thursday.
Yeah, but I mean, Thanksgiving, though, especially, they're not racing this Thursday.
The whole racing game's changed, Ralph. It's not what it used to be. I mean, look, here is a Sunday, and the cards are kind of thin. There's not as many horses in every races. They run fewer days, generally speaking, and they take every opportunity to not run the races. And it's the world we're living in. We're just practitioners of horse racing, but it's a little bit of a shame, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, Thursday. It was like the greatest thing. I'd go to the track at 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the catch first post was 11 on Thursday, right? I'd get home for Thanksgiving dinner, hopefully with a lot of money in my pocket.
And get ready to watch the last of the 2 football games at that time. Now there's 3 of them on, but it was part of a tradition that horse players enjoyed. But not going to happen either at Aqueduct or Del Mar this year. So I guess Churchill Downs will get all the attention. All right, at Aqueduct today, right now I see only one scratch, and that's in the 7th race with the 1 horse. So let's get started with Aqueduct. By the way, Jerry, you had the reverse play that you got home at Del Mar yesterday.
That is correct. It worked out well. The pricing on that actually was beneficial. So,
well, the big pricing was we had one link-up horse that was 21-1 to finish 3rd, and that trifecta came back big. I think it was $140-something bucks.
Right. Well, there again, the horse I gave out as the key was overbet. It was really hard to use. The only place that you actually can make use of an overbet underlay, it's an underlay, a short price overbet underlay, is in the 2nd position. There's no other place you can use them. Crazy as that may sound.
All right. Well, let's get a little bit more crazy. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds to do 2 races. Aqueduct first.
let's go to the 9th race. Number 3, Heard It on the Street from Abreu, who's been pretty hot. Just looks right. Looks like he's getting better, going up in class. I'll take the 3 over the 1, 2, 4. Do my reverses 1, 2, 4 over the 3. 5 to 2 or better is good on Heard It on the Street.
Well, you got the hot riding Manny Franco, who had 5 wins yesterday aboard your horse in this one. Heard It on the Street. The 3 horses you're playing the 9th and final at Aqueduct. The 3 over 1, 2, 4 and reverse. $2 ROI, of course, on the 3 there. And now we go to Del Mar.
Yeah, let's go to the 8th race. We're stretching out to a mile. This sprinter, Ipion, kind of attracts my eye. Tried to go long on the turf and did okay. And I think this is a young horse. We'll give her a chance. Give him a chance around 2 turns. Let's take the 6, Ipion, at 9 to 2 with Kimakura up. Play the 6 over the 1, 3, 4. Do our reverses 1, 3, 4 over the 6, but the 6, Ipion.
All right.
I've said it 3 different ways.
All right. The 8th race at Del Mar. 8th race, the 6 over the 1, 3, 4 and reverse. $2 ROI on the 6. And again, Jerry J's power pages, full power pages for both Del Mar and Aqueduct available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. That wraps up our Sunday show. I want to remind everybody we'll be here as we always are, regular schedule next week, Wednesday, Thanksgiving, Thursday, and of course the big weekend at 7 a.m. In the meantime, you might want to take a look at those races at Zia Park on Monday and Tuesday. They're going to be big races there. But in the meantime, well, go out and shop for that turkey. And Jerry has one more thing to say.
Have a great race day, everybody. Go Raiders, go Giants.